Welcome to the 13th installment of Renee and Darryl's Walt Disney World Honeymoon. I'm Darryl.
And I'm Renee. For those of you joining us for the first time, we're a middle-aged newlywed couple planning our honeymoon to the world during the 2019 Epcot Flower and Garden Festival.
Now, in the interest of full disclosure, I have Disney Stock and Retirement Fund, and I am also a Disney Visa card holder. Sorry if you were waiting for us to start live. We got a little bit of a late start because we were out at a geocaching event.
Yes.
And it's one of those meet and greets, so lots of food. And that's actually what we're going to talk about a little bit tonight, is the kind of noms that we're looking forward to in the parks. So obviously we want to start with one in particular, which is the Night Blossom over at Pangu Pangu.
Yes, the Night Blossom. That, of course, involves boba or bubbles. I like bubbles in my tea. So it is, I want to try this, and it looks really cool. I'm not sure how they do it. You can get it with or without a light in it.
Which we're not going to do the light because it's too expensive.
No, it's a really silly, but it's cool. Anyway, the Night Blossom is a mixture of limeade with apple and dessert pear flavors. It's topped with like passion fruit flavored bubbles.
Yeah, the popping pearls.
The popping pearls. So they have like a little bit of juice inside. They're really... I don't think I've ever had passion fruit ones, but I definitely like those.
Yeah, I don't think we had the passion fruit boba at all.
Maybe we should try that Sunday.
Really, that's the only thing at Animal Kingdom that I'm excited for.
Is it? I don't...
Because we can't do the, what's it called? The Flame Tree Barbecue.
Why?
It's pork.
Oh, yeah, that's probably not a good idea.
No, pork doesn't agree with us.
No.
So that's not going to happen. And there's not really anything else that really speaks to us. We wanted to try the, and I'm going to probably pronounce this wrong, the Satului, whatever, cantina. They had some cool bowls that we wanted to try. But, it's not that exciting.
I mean, it's not, because that's honestly what if we go out to eat, that's what we eat a lot of. Like, I don't get rice because I can't have rice. So, beans, chicken, I don't know, they have a chopped chicken bowl, but I don't know how that's going to be different from what we normally like.
Yeah, but that's what we're probably going to end up with. But we'll see when we're actually there at the park.
Usually fills me up, so I'm okay if it tastes good.
But that's a snacky dessert kind of thing.
And then there's like that's Epcot though. The chicken.
Well, but that's Animal Kingdom. That's pretty much it. We want to probably move real quickly to Magic Kingdom, because Magic Kingdom is the park.
Right.
The thing that we want to do isn't really about the food, but about the restaurants.
Right.
We want to go to be our guest for lunch. And we
want to go for dinner.
This might be deja vu.
Right.
Because we talked about this on episode 3. So 10 weeks ago, actually 11 weeks ago, because we skipped a week, we talked about this. Magic Kingdom lunchtime is going to be our guest, because that's when it's table service or quick service instead of table service. And now it's deluxe.
What does that mean?
Or signature. Sorry.
Oh, signature.
So it's 2 table service meal credits.
Okay.
Which we're not getting we're getting the quick service plan. We're not getting the table service plan. But I really wanted to try the French dip over there.
I really want to eat the French dip too, but
which you can't do. But they have that quinoa salad.
I can probably do that.
And that's probably what we'll do. But it's more so that we go to. Yes, you will. and probably then some.
The inside part anyway. So.
But that's what we want to do is be our guest, just to go be our guest, experience it. Because that's new. It hasn't. I've never been there.
That'd be nice. And
then for dinner, we're probably going to do Pecos Bill, because that's another one I've never visited, and everyone talks about Pecos Bill.
Right.
So it's probably that or Columbia Harbor House, but Columbia Harbor House isn't really the kind of food that we're.
I mean, they have those salads, which are, but
yeah, and that's.
What's Pecos Bill again?
Pecos Bill is that one that has what they used to call the salad bar, the toppings bar, where people would make little salads. You get just something cheap, and then you go to the free fixings bar and you make a salad. And
you make a mountain-sized plate.
It was kind of like one of those life hack kind of things that they would do.
That's funny.
So that's it's just a cool little, quick service place, but it's in like that section just between the two lands, right where we're going to be doing the Pirates Adventure.
Yeah.
So we want to probably do that just because it's there. And again, there's nothing there that's really that interesting to us. It's one that we've heard about a lot, and so we want to go and visit it.
Right.
Go experience it.
Epcot probably really does have the best food.
Epcot does have the best food, and this is going to be a little bit weird because Epcot, we want to do the food booze at Flower and Garden Festival.
Right.
So I really, 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 really want to hit Sunshine Seasons because I like that quick service. It's probably the best quick service I've had in the parks. So we definitely want to hit that one.
Okay.
That's going to be lunch probably one day because it's in Future World. And then for dinner one day, I want to do Tangerine Cafe.
And that's mostly like Moroccan, right?
That's in Morocco, yeah. So I'm probably going to end up with a chicken shawarma.
Yeah, and I want to get couscous.
Yeah.
I'll probably end up with lamb shawarma, but it depends on what they really have. I guess I don't have a true sense. I mean, I know what couscous is supposed to be and how it's supposed to be served as far as the Moroccan restaurants in France went. I don't really have any other exposure than that, but I loved it.
And again, I've never been there. I've never tried it, so I'm anxious to do that.
Me too.
But that's the only two that we're really wanting to do. Everything else?
Which one? Oh, that was Be Our Guest with the cars. Which one was the one with the cars?
No, we'll get to that.
We'll get there. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So, nothing else really is that interesting there that I want to do it. I mean, there's a lot of good restaurants there. Don't get me wrong.
But the ones we're really looking forward to.
Aside from that, it's going to be about what's in the unique.
And that's actually what I'm excited for. So for those of you who may or may not have seen when we do our junk food, that was a Periscope though.
Yeah, that's on Periscope.
We used to Periscope on Darryl's channel for junk food, and we had the kids over, my niece and nephew. That was a lot of fun too. And we find random things. I still find myself finding random things and wanting to try them. My office mate thinks I'm strange. She's like, "You bought it because you thought it's strange?" I said, "Yeah, that's why I wanted to try it." So that is something I am pretty excited about going to Epcot, because they have all the booths and there's all kinds of different things to try. And since we have the quick service, then we can try more snacky things.
Right, and a lot of those are snack credits. Mm-hmm. So we've got what is it, 10 per person, 10 I think snack credits each. But supposedly, we haven't put this to the test, you can get 3 snacks for 1 meal credit.
Right.
So with any luck, we'll be able to go and do 3 items at one of the booths and do a meal as one of our meals, essentially.
Right. I'm just hoping that, I've never been to Epcot. You have, but I'm just hoping, from what I hear, it sounds like that's what we can do. And I'm hoping it doesn't turn out to be like when we've gotten these meal deals at other amusement parks and they're like, here you get to choose all these things, but your choice is really like a hamburger, a cheeseburger, French fries, or talking about something else. I'm just
you're talking when we went to Michigan's Adventure, and it's nothing like Michigan's Adventure.
That was a terrible meal plan.
That was probably the worst possible thing.
It really was. It was pretty terrible.
They should not have even offered it because it was so bad.
We would have been much better if I just wouldn't have gotten one at all.
Yeah, it
was bad.
It's bad enough that we're not going to go back to the park in part because of that. But in any case, the last one that we're going to talk about as far as the parks go, and probably the last food thing we're going to talk about, is at the studios.
The Hollywood Studios.
Hollywood Studios, yeah.
The backlot. No, Pizza Rizzo.
Pizza Rizzo's going away.
Pizza Rizzo's going away.
Pizza Rizzo's going away. Backlot Express is really the only quick serve option I think that's viable now that they're getting rid of Pizza Rizzo. And Pizza Rizzo, from what I understand, has not been good.
Okay.
So that's part of why it's going away. There is the Woody's Lunchbox or something like that. That's new in Toy Story Land that I haven't really looked at. But again, quick service, there's not much there that's interesting. For the fine dining, for the sit-down stuff, they do have some cool options.
Yeah.
Most of them don't really intrigue me so much that I'm going to deal with it.
Okay.
Except for one, and that's the one that you just mentioned, which is the Sci-Fi Diner.
Yes, that one.
Because that's the one that's you're in these tables in like cars and watching clips from bad B movies.
That sounds like fun.
Oh, it was fun. I did that once. The food's not that exciting. It's not bad, but it's
more
not
the
that exciting.
experience.
And it's all about the experience.
So it's kind of like being in what was that one? The oh, I forgot what it's called with those robots. With
MST3K.
MST3K, yeah.
Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Yes.
No, there's no one making fun of it there.
Oh, okay.
But it feels like there should be people down in the front row doing that.
Like heckling.
Right.
It's funny.
But it's just a cool place to be. And you kind of did get the feeling that it's kind of an outdoor drive-in kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
but not at all, because it can't be. I don't know what they have done to it since, but it was largely those facades, the set dressing stuff, because that was the whole theme of the park at the time.
Right.
So with the change in the theming, I'm curious to see if they've changed it. I don't think they have yet, but it's probably going to be something that's changing soon after the new lands get finished up.
And everything's changing a lot. Like over the next couple of years, it's all, well, not everything, but many things are changing a lot. So even what we're seeing now, as we're trying to watch other people's vlogs and get an idea of what's going on, it's probably not really going to be that when we get there in a couple months.
Well, no, we're going to be seeing a lot of stuff that there is still there. They're not going to make that much of a change from now until we go. This is their busy season.
Okay.
So, coming up from now until February, mid-February, I think, is when they're pretty busy. No, you know what? I think it's mid-January.
Oh, really?
It's really busy. Yeah, because everyone goes down there for the holidays now, it seems.
I kind of want to go there in December.
It's that, and it's the
aside from the fact that I'm already too cold and ready to move away from
I
this.
really want to experience, and I'm not as excited to experience Christmas at the parks as I was before.
You don't want to see what's his name?
Well, when they had the Osborne family lights down there, that's what I really wanted to see. Well, I wanted to see everything, but that, especially at the studios, seemed like it was really, really cool and would have been, worth a night at the park, period. But now it's just, typical, theme park fair kind of thing. I mean, I don't want to minimize it too much, but
not as exciting as it was.
It's because the Osborne family lights came from the Osborne family.
Okay.
It was their light show that they used to do on their house.
Really?
And they retired it and moved it to Disney. Disney agreed to take it and keep it moving.
Interesting.
And one of the things was the Ever-Ready cat. And you always had to find the Ever-Ready cat.
Okay.
So it was just one of those cool things that I really wanted to experience, and it's gone.
It's too bad. It sounds like fun.
What were you saying? That
what's his name when he tells the story? The
for the Candlelight Processional in Epcot, Neil Patrick Harris.
Thank you.
Yeah. I would like to see that. I'm not that interested that I'm going to make a trip for it.
Oh no, but if we were there,
right?
If we're already there.
But yeah, that's one thing I'd like to do, and they have a lot of cool Christmas-ish snacks. It's trying to stay back with the theme, but
snacks.
Yeah,
snacks and tongue twisters. That's the theme of the week.
There you go. All right. Why don't we move on to news? Because we actually did get a bunch of news items, but only one that we're going to mention here. And that is we have a more or less date for the opening of the Skyliner. And this is as of the 14th, because that's when we got a lot of news out of the D23 Expo. And the blog post that we'll link to in the show notes or in the description down below. Sorry, wrong format. That was a podcast.
It's a Wednesday, not Thursday.
Next fall, Disney Skyliner will not only officially move you to your new location, it will offer a whole new way to experience Walt Disney World with amazing views only available from the sky with great photo opportunities. For example, guests arriving through the International Gateway Station will travel through the trees and be welcomed into Epcot with remarkable, never-before-seen views across World Showcase. The innovative transportation system is quickly coming to life. Workers just installed the last support tower at the resort and are beginning to thread the series of reinforced cables to carry guests in stylish themed gondolas.
They do look really cool, and I'm really sad that they won't be open for us. That another reason why we have to go back and celebrate the 50th.
Yeah, I find it funny that they call this innovative.
I know.
It's not innovative. This is an off-the-shelf ride, basically. I mean,
but it does look pretty cool.
They're doing some of their own theming to it,
and they're giving you a different view of Disney World that you haven't had before.
I'm not. Don't get me wrong. I'm not dogging it in that they shouldn't do it. I think this is cool and long overdue. I don't necessarily know that I like the gondolas as much as I do like the monorail, but the monorail, they're just letting that thing rot. It
needs too much stuff.
Yeah. It needs a lot of work, and they're probably going to have to shut it down. I think
too much because I don't love that.
No, but they're off the shelf 8-passenger gondolas. There's no climate controlling these things, just the vent windows. So, boom.
Ew, they're gonna stink by the time we get there.
That's what I worry about.
It's like a subway kind of.
Well, what they're claiming in some of the not official statements, because I don't think they've officially said anything about it, but what we're hearing from people on the inside is that these are going to be vented. You're moving at, I think they were saying, up to 17 miles an hour. So because of that, there's going to be more than enough air movement, and it's not going to be a problem.
I hope that's really true.
I do too.
I really hope that's true.
But it's really kind of interesting what I've seen in the videos, because I have been watching this just because I'm so curious as to what they're going to do with it. But in the videos, watching what they're doing with it is very interesting, because I think there are sections of the park where they're barely taking you over the tree line if they do it all.
Oh, wow.
So you're going to be flying through the trees in some of it. And then in other parts, they're taking you higher above the lakes and things.
Ooh.
So you get more cinematic views.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
I think
and
they've really, I don't know, because I'm only looking at the videos, but I think they've really tried to control the views and give you that Disney cinematic experience, just like they have with the berm, but they're doing it now with the gondolas.
Okay.
And one of the big downfalls.
Be the new Small World.
No,
I'm kidding.
One of the big downfalls with the Skyways at both Disneyland and Disney World had been the complaints of staff, cast members, and even apparently of some of the guests, that you could see the unfinished roofs and it took you out of the magic.
Okay, I can understand that.
I thought that was cool.
That is kind of cool.
But I totally get how it's taking you away, especially if you're like flying over one of the attractions that's well themed,
and then not at the top because they figured no one was going to see it.
Yeah, exactly. I totally get that.
Secret, but then they're showing everyone, so maybe they realize that, and by the time it actually opens, they're going to refinish some of those tops.
Well, don't forget that we're talking the original Skyliner at a Skyway at Disney World and Disneyland. Disneyland, I think it would in after the fact. But in Disneyland, they actually had the pass through a tunnel in the Matterhorn for it, and it was built with the Matterhorn.
Oh wow!
So it was built a little later there, but it was built into the park. And at Disney World, it was one of those opening. I don't know if it was actually opening day, but it was engineered into the park. And there, they actually had a turn.
Oh.
That was probably the biggest
that was probably innovative.
Technical issue. I don't think it was actually innovative. I think it was pretty stock, but they did have trouble with that turn in the maintenance.
I can imagine.
So, yeah. They got rid of them.
Okay. But now they're back.
And
hopefully
now it's back in a better form. And
they know better what they're doing now with those things.
And if this is going to go from the resorts and do the expansion like they're saying it should, this is going to be the new way to get to and from some of the parks.
Depending on where you're staying. Right.
Right. If you're staying at Pop Century, as we are, or at Art of Animation, the station is going to be right there in the lake.
Nice. In the lake.
In the lake.
Go swimming.
They're building this station in the lake, which I think is really bizarre.
That is bizarre, but is that lake in general. So
Hourglass Lake?
Yeah.
Hourglass Lake is pretty boring.
Well, yeah, so now they need to make it more fun.
Well, they are making it more fun. But you've got the Generation Gap Bridge, which I don't think is actually called that anymore. And it's like off of that is a gather from the way that it's being constructed, which would make sense because that's the halfway point between the two resorts.
That makes sense.
But then you've got the Caribbean Beach, which is the hub station.
Okay.
It has 3 lines that terminate there. From what I've seen, that is going to be the service building. That's where they take the gondolas off for maintenance, for storage. It's probably also the power station.
Okay.
So it's probably the driving force between them. So you've got that, which also services a new Riviera that hasn't opened yet. So you've got the 2 resorts there. So we've got 4 resorts that are serviced there. Then it's going to Hollywood Studios.
Okay.
On the one line. And then from the other line out of Caribbean Beach, you go out to Epcot. And there you get to make, I think, 2 different turns to go to Epcot.
Okay.
And I don't know for sure because I've only been watching the videos. But that seems like it's an awful long line. And I have the feeling the turn in the parking lot of the boardwalk, from the way that it comes down and from the, they're not called idlers, but from the wheels, it looks to me like it's the station. I'm thinking it's actually transferring from one drive rope to the next. So I think that that's actually a transfer station, not just a turn.
That makes more sense.
Yeah,
it does. And it'll probably be a little less scary that way too, if it's meant to be a stop and it stops and then it actually turns.
Well, it doesn't stop. It just slows, I think, and goes through.
It's a stop though, you said. It's a station?
No. There's no station at Boardwalk. It's a turn.
Oh, a turn. Okay.
Yeah. But I have the feeling, and this is just speculative, of course. I don't have any good information. But I have the feeling that there is going to be a powerhouse at the Epcot station.
Okay.
At the World Showcase, and then it's going to continue, or then that drives that one. And I wouldn't be too surprised from what I've heard of the future expansion plans that the Epcot station becomes another hub and they build more to other resorts off of that.
That makes sense.
But it doesn't look like they left a lot of space there, so I'm not sure. Again, we'll have to see when it actually opens.
We'll have to go back.
Yep.
We haven't even been there yet. Well, you have, but we haven't been there yet. So we're talking about going back for the 50th, I think would be good.
So do I.
It would be fun. Maybe we'll live there by then. Probably not.
No.
Should we wrap it up?
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
All right. Well, thank you for watching, especially those of you watching live and sending the comments in the chat. If you have more to share after the live show, please drop those in the comments below and make sure to subscribe to the channel. Click on that little bell icon and get notifications when we go live.
And we will be back next week with a topic that we aren't going to disclose yet because we're not really sure. Hopefully, it's going to be on the My Disney Experience app because we really need to figure that out.
Yes, we do. And if you have any suggestions, again, feel free to leave those in the comments below.
And everyone, if you're watching this in time, have a happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.